Alright, so what we got today? Kind of here on this little shed we started back in the summer. I actually got two of these carport shed things. I had all new legs cut for them to make them a little bit taller so I'd have kind of more room for equipment or trucks, whatever in here. So I've kind of let the winter get ahead of me here and the cold weather, muddy, already here before I got this kind of under roof and able to use it. So kind of playing catch up now. So we're gonna try to get this thing put together and I have a little bit more, you know, snow protection, I guess you could say, because I'm always outside working on something. So I'd like to get both these attached together, and that way I have kind of a little more room of, you know, workspace to be out of the weather. And hopefully soon I'll go ahead and buy the metal and put on the sides just to kind of keep the wind off of me. Maybe put something in there for heat, never know yet. But what we gotta do right now is, I'll show you here. The ground's kind of going uphill, going this way. So we're gonna dig this down just a touch, get these level. You know, got plenty of trash to move around here. Stuff that, I mean, might eventually use, but don't really need. But anyway, I'm gonna level this up, get these set where they need to be. Hopefully start putting these legs on and getting the rafters on and some of this metal. So not sure yet how far we'll get, but need to move the sawmill. I went ahead and raised the legs up on this thing so I can move it around. And I'll have to move the trailer out of the way, but this metal's in the way of this side. So everything's always in the way, but I'm gonna go ahead and get some of this knocked out and hopefully have us a shed put together here pretty soon. So let's get to it. Alright, so this is not perfectly level, but there's some adjustment in the legs, and I can always come back and kind of raise it up, which I knew I was going to have to with this shed. It's not perfect. They're sort of parallel. The ground is fairly level here, but it does kind of go downhill this way. And for right now, that's okay. You know, if the water does get in here, it's going to hopefully run out, but need to do something about this bank. All this mud does kind of water collects in here and it brings that fine mud in there and it's just a mess. So anyway, still downhill, but they're pretty level this way. Just eyeballed it. I'm not gonna get all crazy on getting it super level, but I believe I want to kind of measure and get an even gap right here. And the reason is, and I know this is probably not the best way to do this, but I'm going to overlap the metal here and kind of screw it together. So the metal roof will hold it somewhat together, and we'll work on some attachments here eventually. But for right now, it'll basically just be two sheds butted end to end, and then a couple screws holding the roof together. May leak some, but I mean there's holes in this already, so I'll fix all that eventually. But right now I just want to be out of the weather. I'm not worried about putting too much time and effort into getting this perfectly level. That can come eventually, but right now I want to get the roof over it, get it attached to each other, kind of secured to the ground, and then I'll put some gravel in here, and that way I'll at least have some shed roof over me when I am working out here in the rain and the cold. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to the sides eventually, but for right now, just this other roof on here and attached. So probably stake these to the ground here in a minute, and first we'll get the measurement, stake them to the ground, put the legs on, put the rafters on, and we're basically ready for metal. So let's get after it. right, so here's where we ended up today. It's starting to get a little dark, and I'm gonna get back on this in the morning. So yeah, here's what we got done so far. Not perfect, probably shouldn't do it this way, but it's the way I did it. So one of the poles are a little bit off, so I'm gonna kind of readjust. I'll take some of the screws out and kind of shift it over. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's off just a little bit. So we'll fix all that before we put the rest on. And basically all I got these two side pieces left, so I may catch them on video in the morning. If not, we'll end her here, but yeah. So now we got a lot more room out of the rain, so I'll have to come in here. You can see right here, this mud kind of keeps washing into under the shed, so I'd never finish this bank up to not let the water get under there. So that's what we'll do tomorrow as well. We'll kind of ditch this to keep the water from going under there. We'll fill in on the inside a little bit, level it up a little bit better. But I'm sure you probably noticed green roof and the red roof, so we got our Christmas colors going because yesterday was Christmas, so we'll just continue that theme. But eventually I'll just replace all of it, and we'll do it right. We'll make sure everything's good and straight and plumb, and we'll put all one color on it, or maybe a colored roof and different side. I don't know yet, but anyway, that's on down the road. So, but right now we'll have us a dry spot to work soon, and keep the snow and the rain off of us. It'll be cold, but it won't be laying on top of us, so I'm glad for that. But yeah, I'll probably get a load of gravel here in a week or two, spread in here, but for right now it'll be making sure the water don't run under here, and then I'll smooth all this up, get as level as I can, and then we'll worry about the gravel. But once that's done, then we'll put the metal on down the sides, and then we'll box the ends in somehow. I want some kind of door. There's not really enough room for a roll-up door to be able to get any equipment in and out. The door would be in the way, so I'm not sure. I might make some sort of swinging door. I don't know. You got any suggestions on what kind of door to put on it? Let me know. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging it there, but eventually be concrete in here. I don't want to put too much money into this. Just, it's just a couple of sheds. I'll eventually build a garage, but I don't know when that'll be yet. But this will do me for right now. But we'll make sure it's all good and straight before we finish up and make anything semi-permanent. So anyway, let's get out of here and get on something else.